Hi, this is going to be a quick little update on some tool programming that I've been doing. So last time I did one of these, I officially put this series on pause, giving myself the freedom to spend some extra time if I wanted to have something I was really ready to show, but you know what? I also have the freedom to just do another one if I feel like it, and I feel like it. And I do actually have some stuff to show today. So I didn't do a whole lot on Audio Lab. My primary focus was very much on this tile editor, graphic editor thing. And I have done a complete, basically, rewrite of the entire UI on it. And it looks a lot more like a normal image editor now, and works a whole lot better too, kind of. It's missing some features it had before, still working on getting everything together back in there. But yeah, so has a lot of stuff here. Got a menu with similar stuff to Audio Editor. I haven't figured out if I want to style this differently. White background kind of makes sense. White menu bar doesn't feel like it quite goes with it, but I don't know, maybe. I tried some different background colors and like anything else just didn't look right. So maybe we're just going to have this very white. Anyway, so I have, instead of just some hotkeys for choosing between pencil and fill tools, I have an actual tool palette now. So we got pencil, I can still choose colors that same way. Oh, that one shows up nice on this new background I have. Eraser doesn't actually show its preview yet, but this is just like pencil if you click on the same color as you have selected. Then the fill tool, that's fairly familiar. I guess I left some holes in that. Oops, right, yeah. It'll erase if I do that. Let's fill this with orange. There we go. And this new thing, which sets the image origin, which doesn't actually do anything yet, but eventually I'm going to be able to have stuff like extra metadata with images where origins will line up between like animation frames, or if I have a tile that protrudes a little bit, like some fluffy grass on the top of it or something, I'll set the origin in the appropriate place so that that'll line up with the rest of the tiles. Just having an anchor point as a reference for like where things are in relation to the world. It's a pretty handy thing. And I have this, what I think is a super cool resize tool. So basically this puts here, this will be more visible if I fill this with white. So I added a transparency background here, and I need to make it customizable because I don't always want to see those like medium gray colors. Checkerboard. This was an interesting little thing to program. I had to actually write a custom shader for putting that background on there. I'll talk a little more about that in a bit. But anyway, so resize tool. I'm real happy with how this turned out. So this is just kind of a thing of my own invention. I was thinking about, this is a 32 by 32 image right now, and one of the most important things to do that the old tile editor couldn't do was to be able to actually resize an image. So I thought long and hard about how I would want to accomplish that. Like image editors like GIMP will just have a menu item I can open to type in different numbers and apply offsets and stuff, and I always found that real cumbersome. So I thought I could do better. So this draws, right, I was filling this in for a reason. Let's give it some of that just so I can see these outlines better. So when I put my cursor over the image at whatever size it is, it draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different regions that I can highlight and do things with. Each one of these has a slightly different function. So I can resize the image from this corner, in and out like that. I can resize it from this corner, in and out like that. And it recenters as appropriate. These do the edges without any horizontal motion, without any vertical motion, etc. This continually tells me how big the image actually is. Then this inner ring of the same shape does the same but keeps the image centered, so it does both sides at once in every direction. And I think this is super cool. And then the centermost one just actually moves the image around. I don't have any like layers that keep their own size outside of the image itself. So as soon as I release the mouse button, all the white that was out there is just gone. So if I drag this around it slowly, clips itself down. But for the purposes I'm planning to use this program for, that's appropriate. Oh, we got a little... No, that's not a problem. I thought I saw something, but it's behaving correctly. Yeah, so move, resize while centered, resize from edges, centering the thing around as appropriate, and it puts the mouse into delta mode. So like I can click here and drag as far up and to the left as I want without hitting the like top left corner of the screen and not being able to go anymore. Which, you know, if I had this in like full screen, which it doesn't actually have a full screen mode right now, but you know, that could be very close to the edge. One thing I still do need to do is like warp the cursor to where it would have gone, because like if I click this and then drag over here, my cursor's still where I left it and is not in, ooh, the program thought it was in that region. So this state right here is kind of invalid. As soon as I move the cursor, it'll update. But I'm planning to warp the cursor anyway, so it should stay in that state. Anyway, yeah, so resize widget. I like it. It's cool. And then the standard color picker tool here. Color, what do you call this thing? Eyedropper. You know, these tool icons are pretty small. I should make them larger and space them out a bit more. So there's two different ways to select colors. I still have the Explorer GS palette here that I can just click on to choose one of those. And then I imported the Foresight Fight color picker and enhanced it a little bit. So that's how I can just choose arbitrary any RGB color here. I don't really have any handling for alpha channel stuff yet. I mean, I kind of do, you know, you can see there's transparency here. But there's not like, I can't put down transparent pixels at the moment. I haven't quite decided how to handle that. So yeah, we got hue and saturation square together. Hue control that affects everything. This is saturation, and this is value. Sorry, did I call this? So it's saturation on the x-axis, value on the y-axis, right? And then I can just enter a hex color here if I want. That's magenta. It didn't draw. What happened? Ooh. What the heck is going on? Is this... Oh, I have a theory. Okay, so like I said, I don't handle alpha channel. I think I might have gotten uninitialized memory in the alpha channel of the color. Like, there is an alpha channel. It'll put one down. I think I just have alpha 0 with this this magenta color I'm drawing. That's pretty funny. If I like tweak this around, maybe it'll fix itself. It did not. If I click here, that fixes. Then if I do this, there's an opaque magenta. But by doing this, I got transparent magenta somehow. Okay, well, yeah, anyway, lots to still fix. So yeah, this is going in a good direction. You'll notice this is just an image editor right now, despite saying tile editor. So there's no actual tile editing going on. I'm working on restoring. You don't have a menu. Okay, yeah, so I can navigate to those screens just like I can in Audio Lab with the number keys if I want. Right, and I can just always show the tool origin if I wish to. I can turn off the tool preview if for some reason I don't want to see that pixel following the pencil, or more pertinently, like this big thing that this does if I... That's so interesting. But like, this is certainly translucent magenta. Because of pre-multiplied alpha, it's still blending even though the alpha value is 0 because the RGB components are not. Okay, yeah. I talked about pre-multiplied alpha once in Foresight Fight. If you don't already know the concept, you probably didn't understand what I said. But anyway, okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I also have this preference for IO status messages. Right, so this can certainly save images and stuff if I want it to. Untitled.ping. I can make a new image. That just makes a blank one at the same size I already had. I can open this back up, edit it some more if I want. Yeah, so I had some fun getting this background. It bothers me that those checkerboards are a different size than the pixel size. Maybe I should do something to line those up. It just looks kind of bad to have these like two misaligned, like right in here. All this just looks bad. So yeah, I was thinking about like what to do for my image background. If it's just white, then you know the white wouldn't show up. But you know, no matter what color I choose, something won't show up on that color. So this needs to be customizable. Be able to toggle between like solid colors, some sort of pattern, some sort of something. So I had to had to put some thought into how to actually put this together. Oh shoot, you are absorbing those mouse events, and I can't click this don't save button? Why the heck is that? So I did another major rework on my event handling because it needed one. Apparently not all the kinks are worked out of that yet. Okay, so anyway, I'll figure that out. So when I draw something using so all of the elements in here are drawn using this texture atlas. We've gone over this plenty of times. So this just has all of the characters and the fonts packed into it, all the tool icons, the states of this slider here. This little cursor is in there somewhere. Where is that thing? There it is. UI elements, etc. So there's a technique in OpenGL for drawing repeating textures. Old school OpenGL, I would set like an entire texture to just like dark gray, light gray in that pattern, and set it to GL repeat and draw a big quad with texture coordinates set a certain way. That's the old way to draw a repeating pattern. But I had to sort of think of like how to do it in a modern code base where I'm using a texture atlas where I can't just do texture edge repeat, because if I'm drawing something as a subregion of this, set texture coordinates outside those bounds, and I'll just get the rest of the texture atlas, not a repetition of this element that I'm trying to draw. So I made a custom shader for putting this pattern in the background just so that it can repeat as many times as necessary without having to stretch as I change the size of this bound. So I could write like any random pattern back here, anything that can be expressed mathematically or otherwise. I could do. Shader programming is a whole lot of fun. I love it. Oh right, I committed that resize, so now that clipped there. I could undo it. Have an undo system that knows how to resize images and stuff. So yeah, this is this little bit here is a reasonably solid image editor, still missing some core features, but I think the foundation I've laid out is something I'm really happy with. So I'm going to expand this back out to be able to edit tiles and tile maps. Oh, you are getting mouse events while the menu is open. That will not do. Event handling. It's so complicated. It's so hard to get exactly right. All right. Well, I'll figure it out someday. So yeah, right. Oh yeah, and also another just little thing I made that I think is going to come in very handy. This pencil tool does a thing that I like. So I can shoot, I have 0 alpha again somehow. Let's just restart the application. That'll fix it. Uninitialized memory. It's fine though. So yeah, pencil can, click to place a pixel. Can hold shift after clicking to place a line. And then I added this other thing where I can hold shift and control, and I can draw a rectangle. So that's real good for just quickly putting down, tile-shaped things. I don't know, I think that's just going to come in very handy. It's a feature I always wanted in other image editors that I've used, and just having super quick access to being able to draw a rectangle is a very handy thing. So yeah, that just shows I can, since I'm not targeting this as something I want to release to the public as just a general purpose tool, I can make it as weird and specialized as I want it to be, to just do exactly what I need in an image editor. There, I found a zoom level where the background lines up with the pixel size. That's driving me nuts. I have to change that. Have this adapt to the zoom level or something. I don't know, something. Anyway, yeah. So I can make this as weird and custom as I want. There's a lot of overlap with traditional image editors here, but as I get to these other screens here, it's going to diverge more and more and just kind of be its own thing. So yeah, my dream's kind of just to have my own self-contained tool chain. So this will be the pixel imagery tool, and I have my audio tool with Audio Lab. I might end up writing a 3D modeler at some point. It's kind of basically inevitable. But yeah, if I have all those things, then I think I can do some cool stuff with them. So anyway, that's where I am with the tile editor. And I just wanted to show off the little things that I'd done. So yeah, don't know if there will be another one of these at the normal time. Maybe I'll feel like it, maybe I won't. But we will see.